What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another fantastic episode of NDT Squared Circle Sessions. I am Aaron. This guy over here is Justin with this messed up Mets hat on right now.
Bro, this thing is fire.
It's a nice hat. You just had
I spent a lot of money this weekend.
You spent more money
But it was
after
fun.
Sunday? Did you buy that Sunday?
No, I bought the Saturday
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then you added that to
when
your
I went with Phoebe.
repertoire.
We apologize. We missed Sunday's episode of the variety show. That was
We
pretty
do.
good one.
We're very sorry.
I wanted to be there for that one.
It was a great episode.
But we watched it.
Yep, it was good. We watched it on the way back. A great episode with Allison Hicks and a great story that she did. Corey and her had a nice conversation. So if anybody hasn't seen that, go back to our page and watch it. It's actually a really inspirational story. She went through a lot with her leukemia.
We'll get to why we weren't there.
Yes,
shortly.
Yeah, because we have a guest with us tonight too. Our friend Robbie, a devoted fan of the show, huge wrestling nut.
The Bulkster.
I think he's worse than we are with wrestling. I'm surprised he didn't dress up as the Bulkster, but maybe next time we can get him to make a special appearance. So we're going to bring Robbie in to join us and chat some wrestling, and we'll discuss what he missed on Sunday with us because we had a ball. So
yes,
without further ado, here's our guy Robbie. Sup, man?
Chilling. Drinking some beers.
Chilling. All right. So Robbie's having a little bit of connection issue, but we'll try to keep him on. We have to move you to the side of your house closer to your internet. We might have to do that, buddy. But how you doing? How's everything going?
Was it scratchy? I'm good.
You got
working.
A little bit of a lag. All right. So I think we want to tell you what we did Sunday to maybe kind of rope you in.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
Lack of a better term, to do this with us next year.
Before we get to Sunday was a rough day because I went to the city twice this weekend, back-to-back days. Went to Broadway with my kid Saturday. Fantastic, loved it. She got to geek out, got autographs from the cast. It was fun.
From where?
Miss Sarah Hyland from Modern Family.
Yeah, but what show did you go see?
Fucking A. Little Shop of Horrors.
Very good. You kind of want to lead with that, let people know what you went to see.
Yeah,
she got autographs from the cast.
Yeah, Little Shop of Horrors. It was fantastic.
I'm glad you guys had a good time.
They did a good job. So drove home from that, proceeded to sleep in my car for all of 3 hours, and then met up with you.
Slept in your car.
So you slept in the car? You didn't go inside the house?
I didn't have the energy to go inside the house.
Wow. You're crazy.
I was beat.
I'll give you credit though,
for like 3 hours.
Because if that's all you slept was those 3 hours, I give you credit because you were awake the entire time on the way down, the entire day, and then the entire time on the way back. And we didn't get back till what? Almost 9?
No, like 7:30.
I thought it was longer than that.
They were about a half an hour into the podcast Sunday when we got home.
Okay.
Well, back to Honesdale. Yeah. Because I watched it on the way home too.
Yeah. So Sunday morning, I picked Justin up at, I don't know, like 6:30.
6:30.
And we Robbie's got a little bit of a lag, so there he is. I picked Justin up and we headed to New York City, to Manhattan, to the Javits Center for Fanatics Festival, which was absolutely amazing. So much to do, a lot of stuff that I had signed up for to see and do. Meet and greets. The first thing we walked in, we got to see one of Justin's favorite people on the stage. Well, this was the crowd as we were walking in.
The crowd there.
That's just waiting to get in.
Crazy.
There was 3 rows.
And then actually, you can kind of see her in this picture in the bottom left.
Yeah.
So as we're standing there, we meet Little Rhea.
Yep. It's cosplay.
Closest thing I thought I was gonna get. Closest thing we thought we were gonna get to a Rhea Ripley that day.
Correct. So, you folks that are watching, there was actually a costume contest, and the best fan that was selected won tickets to every major sports championship game. World Series, NBA Finals, Super Bowl, MLS, I think was on there. WrestleMania. I think the soccer was on there
I should have
too.
showed up.
Yep.
It was crazy.
You wouldn't have won.
You wouldn't have won, Robbie. You might have been a close second, but I wish we had a picture of this girl. She was on Facebook this morning. But the person that won, repping my team, was a woman from the Bills Mafia. She was dressed up, and she was actually going through a table. It was incredible. She was balls out, had the jersey, the helmet, the fake legs, the table breaking. It was amazing. So congrats to her.
She was kind of difficult to walk around.
No doubt. Very difficult to walk around, but it was so cool. So that was the contest that they were running to let people win that. And it would have been amazing to do. I think if you and I dressed up as Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt, we might have had a shot at her. I don't know.
I saw Michael Rubin talking about that.
There was a demon there. Or there was a fiend there.
Yes, there was. He was really good too. So,
and
Robbie,
I'll tell you, little Rhea, she told us she made all of that.
Yes.
She woke up 3 hours before they showed up that day to do all her makeup and hair. It was wild.
Yeah, and during Rhea's presser, she pointed at that girl like she knows who she is. So that's pretty cool too. But
yeah, it was awesome.
Robbie, have you met Hogan yet or no?
Nope.
See, you could have gone on Saturday, bro, and got a photo op.
I told Jen, I said, this is not going to be another missed opportunity. I'm going to go and just pay whatever. I think it was like $250 to see him, $240.
Yeah.
And I had to go up to upstate New York to pick stuff up for work. So that just shot my dreams down.
Well, no, don't get too crazy.
There's next year, dude.
Next year.
They're going to do it again.
Oh, they have to. I mean, there's a couple flubs, but first time, I think it went really well for us anyway.
Oh, absolutely. And we missed a lot.
Oh,
a lot.
We did.
Dude, as soon as we walked in, the first thing we see is Drew McIntyre on stage being interviewed for a podcast.
Yeah. And then this knucklehead starts screaming CM Punk at the top of his lungs. Now, mind you, I had to get to see Bailey. I had to be in her line by a certain time.
Yeah.
This knucklehead's over here screaming CM Punk at the top of his lungs. I'm rushing. And you left me, you shit. I'm still mad at you for this. Because you left me because there was a table with all of these pictures that I was going to have Bailey sign. Justin's nowhere to be found. So I had to have
whoa. I went to go look for a picture for you.
And then what did you do? I said, come right back. What'd you do?
Well, we stopped and looked at stuff.
You stopped and looked at everything else instead of what I asked you to do. The one thing, the big moment in my life.
We stayed in WWE for a while.
Stayed.
To be fair, I thought that line was going to take forever. I was only gone 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, you were gone for quite a while.
And I missed you going up.
You were supposed to get a picture.
Did you do the entrances?
We'll get there.
I didn't have the balls to.
No. So Justin was supposed to get a picture of me with Bailey when she was signing my stuff and in the line and the whole nine. Justin's nowhere to be found. I didn't have a picture.
Sorry.
So this is the cool part. I get up there and I was like thinking, there she is. That's my girl. So I'm thinking to myself, I hope she's not an ass, because sometimes when you meet these famous people, they have attitudes or they're pissed off. They've had a bad day, whatever. She was the sweetest person in the world. I was swearing at the guy behind me. And then she's like, what's up, my guy? Are you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So I totally turned red, a million shades of red. I was totally fanboying. I think even after I saw her, Justin was like, yo, you're so red right now. Like, I was so excited to meet her. So, she got to sign my card, and I gave her a second card that was a prismatic entrance. This is the one I got signed by her, and I'll get to that in a second. So I gave her the card. I said, you can keep this one to start your personal collection. I said, in there is a business card with a sticker for our podcast and an invite to join us. I gave her the email address and the phone number so she could get a hold of me. And she said she would. I was like, well, don't tell us that if you're not going to. She goes, no, I'll really try to work it out. So I'm really hoping that she comes through. Bailey, if you're watching, we want you back. Be awesome to have her. But then there's this guy in line after I get that card signed, and he took it, and he's like, you want this authenticated? Like, well, you just witnessed it, so I don't have to really pay for it to be authenticated, whatever. So we went over to the counter, and he took it, and they charged me $35 to grade the stupid thing, and I won't get it back for 30 days. So at least it's going to have the authenticity with it, but I won't get it for another month. So they put insurance on it. I'll get it back. So before we get any further with that, talking about the authentication, I'm sure we'll discuss this on the variety show, but Mike Romansky from Dragon's Den, one of our sponsors, was able to have a conversation with a woman in his store, and she got a baseball that she believed was signed by Derek Jeter. So I went and purchased a coupon to have this ball authenticated at the show. Thankfully, it came back. It is here. I have it in my possession. It was authenticated. It is Derek Jeter's signature on this ball from 1997. So we are going to auction this thing off on the show in a future date for the Ronald McDonald House. Is the charity that Corey chose, which is great. So we're going to auction this thing off live on our stream. Winner take all. Highest bidder is going to get it, and the money's all going to go to charity. So I'm donating.
Eligible.
Everyone is eligible. I am donating the cost of the authentication as part of my contributions to this, so no one's got to pay for that. So we're going to have the ball. It's all set up. I'll have a letter from them, so we can auction that off for everybody. So that's going to be a really cool time. But it is authenticated. It is Derek Jeter. So that being said, we'll go to Robbie with the entrances that they were doing. Justin, you want to talk a little bit about that?
That's what kept me away for about 20 minutes.
Thank you. I wanted you to admit it. That's what I wanted him to admit. I knew right where he was.
Listen. Every time it hit, I thought maybe it was going to be who it actually was supposed to be. There was a chance.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was cool because
he came out to like 20.
When I started watching it, it was just a bunch of little kids and the reaction they were getting, and they were trying to do everything the wrestlers did. And I just got caught up in that. It was pretty cool.
How many of those kids
couldn't do it?
Kick out of
way
the way?
Too many people. Way too many people.
Yeah, so he was doing something else that he was not supposed to be doing. So I'm just gonna. I'll suck this up and do it.
You sent me to the WWE section looking for a
I
picture.
said, just go see if there's a picture. And then here's the other part. I tried calling him 3 times to tell him there's a table right next to me. Come back. Yeah. He's watching entrances. I don't have proof that I was standing there except for my card. Whatever, Justin. It's all good. I hope you get a chance to meet Dwight Gooden someday.
Of himself.
Yeah. When he meets Dwight Gooden someday, my camera's not going to work. Fucker.
So then we had the process of trying to find each other.
Mm-hmm.
Finally got a hold of you. You said you were in some corner that I tried to get to the wrong way and it was dead ended. Had to go all the way around. Worked out fantastically because
this did work out for you.
About 2 minutes after we find you, we were supposed to go with Chris. He couldn't go because he had to work, so his nephew came. So Sam's like, why the fuck are all these people like getting moved out of the way? And I turn around and I could have reached out and grabbed Cody Rhodes' fucking face.
Dude.
But he was right there and I just froze. I went, Cody!
Shoot right in yours.
It was weird because I was looking the other direction. I saw Justin and he's yelling, oh my God, it's Cody. And like, he's staring. I'm like, it took me a second. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I turn around and Cody's walking away and all I see is this shiny gold belt. And I look back at Justin, I'm like, that's fucking Cody Rhodes. I know.
He's like, get your phone. I'm like, I can't.
He's like, he couldn't, his hands were over his face. He couldn't do it. So then we saw where these wrestlers were going in and out. Here's the kicker. And I'll let Justin say this next part because he's got a picture and this was cool. And I'm proud you got to experience this and you have photo evidence. Douchebag.
So we met up. We started walking around looking at shit. We walked back towards the stage area and Rhea Ripley's on stage. So I'm like, all right, we stayed. Sam and I stayed and watched it for a while. Aaron went off looking for stuff. And kind of tried to time when she was going to get off stage because now I know where the wrestlers are going. I know where I have to be to have a chance to like be close.
Creeper.
So about 10 minutes before I thought it was going to end, we shoot over to where they are. And probably 20 minutes later, they start walking. And there's a crowd of people where they would normally walk. And they just happen to shoot to their left, which put them right in front of me. Oh, I need to get in there. Hold on.
There's Rhea.
And like, she literally walked right in front of me. High fives this dude. As she's walking by, her hand is still extended, grazes my shoulder. Not sure if I'm going to wash that shirt or not.
There's my
that
guy.
one I was prepared for. Cody, I wasn't. Rhea, I knew which way they were going to go, and I was ready for it.
So it's funny that we're talking about this at this exact time. So this comment, this guy, my boy Eric Scanna, we went to high school together, and he was there. He got to meet Hogan, Robbie. He's just a big Hogan guy like you are.
He was there when Rhea walked by.
Yep. So Eric is standing there with us, and Rhea comes by and slaps my hand 5-2. And I told Eric, I said, I'm never going to wash this hand. So that's why he said, have you washed your hand yet? Yes, many times over, sanitized the whole nine. But Eric, it was so awesome to see you and hang out with you for a little bit. So next year when we go, we'll have to get together and do dinner. And I'd love to hang out with you, do a Titantron with you, because that would be awesome. But Eric's a huge wrestling guy too.
By the way, blame him also, because he kind of kept me over by the entrance area when he did fucking Joe Hendry.
That's right, because he saw you.
He found me before he found you.
Yeah, because he said, I saw the shirt and I knew Aaron was somewhere. So people are recognizing our merch, people. So go to our website, ndtpodcast.com, and buy some merch. But Eric saw the shirt and said, well, I don't know you, but I know Aaron's around because I know the shirt. So I love seeing him. He's a good dude. We've reconnected past couple years. So it's just awesome to meet the people down there. And you know what? There wasn't any nasty people that were there.
No.
Everybody was
Philly
so
was like
nice
that.
and such a good mood.
And then even if you see the videos of Rhea and with that little girl that was like being pushed back by security, went over, gave her a hug, did the entrance with another one, the other two.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was cool. It was a good experience. You know, and then Tommy just brought this guy up too. I was going to go there next, Tommy. So there's a big baseball card selection and section, and I'm slowly roping Justin into this hobby with me.
Oh my God.
I'm proud of him. He got into his first break the other day, but there's a guy from Nate from Grand Slam Collectibles. He owns a shop in Nashville, Tennessee that I follow on Facebook. And Tommy actually told me he's there. I was like, no shit. So we went and found him. He actually bought quite a few cards for me off that I had in my bag. I made $300. I was proud of myself down there, getting rid of some of the stuff that I didn't want and just flipped it into other things.
And then I roped you back into the cards.
You did. But Nate's a good dude, and he even said he would join us on the podcast one day to talk some sports with us and talk some cards. So that was cool. I just don't want to waste our entire episode on this Fan Fest thing. I want to kind of get into some wrestling stuff too. But we did get to stand in an actual ring. Do you have that picture? That was cool.
I have a comment about that too.
UFC ring. Cool as hell. We thought we had to pay for this. I went and asked somebody in line, like, no, it's free. Everything was free, guys.
That's the thing that got me. Everything was free.
Lucky
we
you.
missed out. Like, as much as fun as we had and as much as we did, we missed on so much.
Yeah.
There was the Tyson press conference downstairs, all the panels downstairs, even just the stage they had out front. We stood there for a good 10 minutes watching Stephen A. and that panel they had up there, Michael Irvin.
The Jalen Rose, Michael Irvin, CC Sabathia, like it was crazy. So, Tommy, yeah, to answer your question, I was at the National when it was in Atlantic City, and let me tell you something, my guy, you got to go. You're a sports guy, sports cards, it's huge. You got to go. I would love to do it again when it gets closer. I mean, I'd even drive to Chicago and see it, but it was a lot of fun. But I think I got Justin hooked on this card hobby. He was doing some breaks during the week. We'll talk about that another time. That was a lot of fun. He was so excited.
First graded card.
Yes, I forced him to buy a Pete Alonso rookie card. It was a Gem Min 10 for $20. 3 tables over, selling the same card for $50. So Justin could have made some money, but I'm glad he held on to it because it's going to go up in value. So, but we'll get into that another time. When we have some more time and you get more into this hobby, we'll talk about it more. But I was a little disappointed though, because I tried to buy the Patriots in that break yesterday, and I just missed pissing that guy off. They made me cancel my order because this guy was trying to haggle over a price, and I jumped in the shop and grabbed it.
And it bit me in the ass.
Yep, it happens.
I went into Walmart today, and there were shelves with Topps cards, and they had that Paul mega box.
Yep.
So they probably had 12 of them on the shelf at $70 a piece. And I was debating, and I was like, I'll come back later. I came back an hour later, they're all gone.
Yep. They're tough. The hobby's tough right now. We could have a whole conversation about this stuff. We'll do that another time. But the hobby's tough right now. It's hot right now, and everybody's all over it. So let's get into
the bounties are crazy.
The bounties are nuts. Let's get into our wrestling stuff, since we've spent a half hour on this Fans Fest, and next year it's going to be fun. We're going to drag Corey with us. He's got to go. It's just sensory overload. It was like, man, Disneyland, dude. It's just crazy. So we'll make sure he gets down there.
And that's a huge building. Oof. The amount of shit they had, and they still had tons of room.
Yeah.
Wasn't overly crowded. That was the other thing.
And I told Corey this before. I think I told Justin. They should have just named it WWE Fest, because it was just the wrestling fans that were there was through the roof. And I could only imagine what it was like opening night. So all 3 days next year.
The amount of Cody Rhodes, I mean, full get-ups.
Yep. Well, that's because he was there that day signing autographs and stuff. So, but anyway, onward and upward. Let's get to what we're here for. Thank you for listening to us ramble. Robbie, what do you want to talk about? We picked a hell of a time for Robbie to freeze.
Can you hear me?
What'd you say, CM? What?
CM Punk.
Okay.
Said in that ring was kind of like awe-inspiring. He took his time to the people that he met at that event.
You're choppy, dude. Are you on Wi-Fi or are you on your mobile data?
Try to mobile.
Yeah, try to switch to mobile because you're really choppy. That's funny. Corey just posted the same comment. We might lose him for a second.
Can you hear me now?
Was Punk there? He was there Saturday, right?
He was there Saturday. There you are, buddy. You're still a little choppy, but you're up in the boonies.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yep.
That's much better.
Yeah. No, for him to take his time out and cut that promo saying that he met that girl that had cancer, and then the girl that flew over from Thailand, and then he pulled out all them bracelets. That's what it's all about right there for me.
Yeah, no doubt. That promo was
people
epic.
Don't acknowledge it. Nobody acknowledges it publicly. Like on live TV, you never hear that.
And it's not just him; it's all of them. They all seem like they were like that.
I think because they're in a better environment now too.
Oh, absolutely.
They don't have all that bullshit behind them.
So can I be a dreamer for a second and hope Bailey does the same thing on Friday night and comes out with her Bailey card with
Indeed.
our business card on TV and accepts our invite? Bailey, if you're watching, please make my dream come true. So
Or at
Robbie,
least rock the later sticker on something.
Right. Yeah. So Robbie, let's talk the CM Punk Drew McIntyre feud while we're there. What do you think, man? You like it or?
I don't see where it's going. I don't. I mean, he's going to beat him in the strap match for sure. He has to.
And then
Who's
they
gonna
have to
beat
have
who?
a payoff match.
CM Punk is going to beat Drew McIntyre and get
Okay.
his bracelet back. Hopefully, we see the debut with AJ.
So, all right. So while we're on this promo, did anybody else think for a second when he said he had a special announcement, because he mentioned AJ just before this, do you think that she at some point is going to be involved in this feud? Because I thought he was going to announce her right then and there.
I think so, because if you notice, Drew McIntyre said, your wife, April.
Yes.
He never mentioned her by name.
Right.
And that kind of, if you looked at CM Punk's face, you can tell that struck a chord with him, because those two legitimately don't like each other, which makes this feud even better.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it all leads to a Hell in a Cell to close that out.
When did they do that though? October?
I don't know, because I'm set on it's a Rollins Punk Mania.
I believe that too. Unless for some way they make the three-way with them.
So Drew's gonna be out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he gets a little heat with Rollins beforehand.
I'd like to see a CM Punk title WrestleMania.
See, that's what I was thinking too, Robbie. And I've said that Justin doesn't think it needs the belt.
It doesn't need the belt. He doesn't need the belt. He's CM Punk.
Right.
I mean, he's a fan favorite.
Especially if he's working with a Rollins or McIntyre.
He can work with anybody.
Well, this McIntyre.
But all right, so here's my question with Punk. Do you think this face run that he's on stays for a long time? Or do you think eventually he turns heel again?
Either way, he's good on the mic. So he's a good heel. CM Punk, but he's also a good face too.
He's one of those characters that I don't see his face or heel. He's right down the middle, and whatever he's the like opposite of what he's going.
He's like real. He's like
right
real.
I don't know. We'll see. I still think
I can't see them dragging this out much longer. I do too.
They can't.
He's always saying my WrestleMania moment, because he's never had one. He's never main evented one.
I think that's kind of.
I would love to see him and Cody go at it for the belt, because they've never in either promotion they've never faced each other.
True.
That'd be a banger.
And I think they would work great together.
I think it's going to be for that world title though, and I think that belt comes off Cody, and I'll get into that in a few minutes as to why I think that. So, you got anything else with Punk and Drew? That's next Saturday, so we got another whole other week to wait for this.
Right.
So this Bash at Berlin is going to be cool.
You got to get a watch party together.
We just got to find some place where we can do it legally, or there's enough room. That's the problem.
So I go every day down at Scranton, and the Tab is a huge wrestling fan. We talk wrestling every time I go in there, and he's saying, "Man, get a watch party together. Get a watch party." When I was a kid, we used to have them. My dad would invite all the kids over in the neighborhood. We would watch WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, King of the Ring, and it was like the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, but you got to find a place where we're going to be able to fit enough people to watch this.
Right.
So, I mean, we could potentially
The
have
Cooperage
30 to 40
is
people.
probably
in
a
one
good spot.
Yeah, but then we get into copyright stuff with Peacock and streaming and sell it. It's a fine line we have to watch with the FCC stuff, but we'll try to figure it out, because it's not a bad idea. I'd love to have something for Survivor Series, because the War Games is going to be epic. If not, we'll try to figure something out by Mania or the Rumble. But yeah, it would be fun to do.
What are you
I'm not
trying to
saying we
broadcast?
don't want to do it.
Are you trying to broadcast live from it too? Is that why the FCC stuff?
No. But you can get, it's a fine line. Like if you have an open establishment and you're showing something that's you got to pay a subscription for, it's weird. They get strange with things like that. It's FCC violations, so you don't want to get in trouble. But we can try to figure that out. We'll check the legalities out. So, Gunther Orton. What are you thinking?
Gunther's
I wanna
actually
see
gotten
Orton.
pretty good the last 2 weeks on that mic. I want to see
Justin.
Justin his ass.
What was that, Robbie? You're breaking up again.
I'd like to see Orton whoop his ass.
Justin, where are you at with this feud? What do you think's going to happen?
I want Orton to win. I don't see it. I understand. I don't know. I'm torn. I want to see them build Orton. They're mentioning how many times he's had the title so much.
And he keeps calling him a
Just-
failure and a loser.
Yep.
I called this months ago, and it really made sense when Cena said he was coming back for one more hurrah. They mentioned how many times he's going to be a 15-time champion. He's going to be a 15-time champion. And I've been saying I think this is going to build to Cena Orton for the title at Mania, and Cena breaks the record. It's the only logical way.
And
You
you're
have a
still
very-
set that Orton's the one who takes the title off of Cody for the 16th to tie it.
Correct, and Orton beats him to break
And
it.
and Gunther and Gunther saying I was the only thing he didn't mention was the UK title because he held that for like 600 or 800 days. He's
Mhm.
like, I was a 600 and something day Intercontinental Champion and this and that. I think you're right. That's gonna lead up to Cena.
You're going to have a wonky finish with this match because they had the wonky finish with the King with the SummerSlam or the King of the Ring, whichever one it was. So this is going to be the weird finish, and Orton's going to win. They're going to have that rematch. I think Gunther beats him clean, and I know it's a really short title run, but it's the only way that it makes sense to get to Orton's heel turn, takes that belt off Cody, runs with it through Mania or Rumble, and Cena breaks the record. That's what I see happening.
I don't know. I heard Cena's his last match is gonna be in December.
Correct, but Cena's going to win at Mania, and he'll have the belt the whole year.
We'll see.
You can have him drop it at SummerSlam or
Corey, I read your comment quick, and I thought it said Vince. I was going to say Vince ain't allowed back.
Yes, I am.
So,
I don't know.
I like that, but
Gunther.
well, yeah, no, that actually makes a lot of sense too because then Gunther would be on SmackDown.
mhm.
Gunther did step his game up on that mic though. The last 2 weeks, I believe.
Yeah, he's getting better. Oh, look at this. Hi, buddy. I won't bring him out here. Our overlord just showed up. Hi, buddy. So, but that's what I'm going. I'm gonna take this to the bank. I think it's gonna be Orton Cena Mania. I think Orton's gonna turn. He's gonna take the belt off Cody. I think that's where this is gonna start building on Saturday next week.
What do you
Orton
think of
wins-
promos?
If Orton
Expect the
wins it-
unexpected.
Yep. If Orton wins that match, I'm gonna go balls to the wall with this theory. But I pretty much set on it now.
I like the fact that none of this shit is like it's almost it's not I wouldn't say predictable or unpredictable, but it's a lot more suspenseful.
There's a
than
lot of
when
unknowns.
When Vince was running, you knew who was going to win. You knew this one was going to hold this, and it was kind of boring. That's why I lost interest for a little bit.
It got stale.
Oh, this shit's good now.
So then, what do you think
It's
they're
like-
doing
it's
with
like
KO Cody?
This is going to go back to there's no build. They're trying to find something for Cody to do. Cody's just kind of lying in wake right now. So and there's no big heels on that show for Cody right now. Everything is focused around Roman and Solo. So I think they're just trying to find a spot for him to fill. So I don't know.
I think just title defenses for him, just so he could say he had defended it.
So, and this just literally just popped in my mind. So maybe this happens. You have Team RKO. You had Owens and you had Orton.
Oh God! And they both hold belts.
You already see where I'm going with this. Orton beats Gunther. Orton comes out and screws Cody. There's your heel turn.
Yeah, because he did.
KO the belt.
When Arn Anderson came out, he said, "You have friends," and it's always been KO and Randy. One of them two. It's going to be one of them two to most likely Orton, though.
Yeah, because then you have Orton turn on KO. I don't know. I just think this title run for Cody is going to be really short lived soon. Whoever takes it off of him.
Do you think we'll ever see a double champ again?
No.
Heavyweight champ.
They got to stop doing that shit. Got to stop doing that shit. There's a lot of titles now. Stop unifying them and splitting it. I mean,
they do need to add women's titles though. They need an Intercontinental and at least a US.
I see. The thing is with me, I'm okay with enough of the titles, but I think they need to get rid of some of these tag titles. Like they need to take one set of tag titles away from the men, and one set away it's it. World Tag Team Champions. We're done.
Reunify them and make it one belt, and that's it.
Too many. It's too many. You don't have enough.
AEW.
Like, these PLEs, like you're not getting enough talent on there, so people are holding belts and not defending them.
Well, they did say that all the superstars are fighting for a spot on these PLEs because they're only keeping it to like 5 or 6 matches because they want quality over the quantity. They want to give you banger matches.
But I think at the same time,
they need to start defending the tag titles, the IC belt. Well, no, I think you can keep that in PLEs, but like the IC, the US Championship on the weeklies.
I remember back. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Robbie. Go ahead.
I remember back in the 80s watching wrestling, and that's when I really got hooked. And the IC title was prestigious. It meant something. If you got that IC title, you were going to be a champion or on the path to be that. You know what I mean? Some of the titles meant something. They like even the tag and all them. Now it's just like they're toys.
Interesting. Pass them around.
When do you think that happened with the IC belt? Because I remember it being like a big deal.
Like when Mr. Perfect had it, when Ultimate Warrior had it, and then he like
Razor Ramon.
In the 80s, Shawn Michaels.
When you sat down
and watched a pay-per-view or even a Saturday night main event or Saturday morning, whenever they had it, as a kid, for me, I felt like I was in that ring. I could feel the energy. It didn't matter if it was a mid-carder because some of the mid-carders were superstars. They should have held the title and they didn't because they never got their push. So, I mean, there was a lot of superstars. Like any one of them could have held the title, but didn't.
To me, that title lost its prestige the night at WrestleMania when Zack Ryder won it in the ladder match and they gave it to somebody else the very next night on Raw.
Yep.
That to me showed they didn't care about it anymore. So that's
Braun Breaker, though. I don't know. Braun Breaker might make it something. He's a beast.
So do you think Gunther helped it by holding it as long as he did?
No.
It was just an object.
I don't think many people.
What did you think of Sammy's run with it then?
Sammy's good. I like Sammy. He got some energy. If him and KO,
and he was always defending it.
Yeah, him and KO when they battled together. Remember back in the day or a few years ago when they were going at it? Those were banger matches.
Mm-hmm.
Them two together were like fireworks. because they
His
grew
run
up
with the
wrestling
judge
together.
or with the Bloodline was amazing.
That was great. I wish they would bring that back. Honorary
It's coming.
Uce.
It's coming.
It's
No
coming.
doubt.
Because
November.
Jey Uso said he's like, you're gonna be a double champ, and get the Intercontinental back and tag team. So maybe they'll hook up at one point. I don't know.
Have to see. That's going to be. Well, we can segue into the bloodline now that Robbie's here. We kind of started planting the seeds for that already.
I don't
So,
know that Roman.
I'm not
coming
sure I
back,
like what they
man.
did.
What don't you like about what they did?
I don't think they should have gotten Jacob involved yet.
Way too soon.
That's the problem. WWE
They just
knows
killed Solo Roman. They just killed that.
They know
Because Roman has destroyed the three of them 2 weeks in a row, and then you bring out Fatu and he just destroys Roman.
Yep.
Where do you think they were going when Solo said, if Roman gets his hands on this, you have to acknowledge him, and I will acknowledge him. And then he had it on, and I was like, oh, shit. And then out of nowhere, there goes Jacob.
I don't like that they let him put that Ulafala on. I think I told Justin this on the way to New York City. Yep. I don't like that they did that. That's the payoff. That's the crowning moment. It's kind of like the championship.
Should have been the
I know they let people hold the belt up just like to say, I'm going to win the championship. But this to me has so much more meaning. They shouldn't have put that Ulafala around his neck. They should have let that be the payoff. And
you could see when he put that on, the power that he was trying to emulate out of that.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
And then bam, took it away from him.
Yeah, that could have just crowned the whole thing off at the end.
WWE knows that Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns is the banger of the match rather than Solo. And I mean, they held him back so it would prevent that battle. But I think it's just inevitable. That's going to be the match.
I mean, you think they're using Fatu to build Roman more? I don't know. I see that like maybe they're gonna make Solo look scared and hide behind Fatu, or make Roman go through Fatu to get to him. I don't know.
Well, what do you do?
It was too early.
What do you do when you're trying to build your faces up? You want to create sympathy for them, and that's what they're trying to do. But it's going to totally kill the theory that you and I had that Fatu was actually working with Reigns to come and screw the bloodline over. That's what killed it for me, because I really thought that Jacob was going to come on the other side. But now this is just going to solidify the thought that Sammy's coming back to the original bloodline.
Maybe. Yeah. I know when he jumped off. When Jacob Fatu jumped off. When Jacob Fatu jumped off that top rope and hurt his ankle or foot, that was planned so that confrontation with Roman didn't happen eventually.
And I said that keep him away.
Then they let it happen Friday.
Mm-hmm. Made no sense to me whatsoever.
It's inevitable.
And then at what point do you give Roman help?
I think after Bash at Berlin, because do any of them have a match
at Bash at Berlin?
Do they have a match there?
Or are they just trying to build it to bad blood,
or Civil War?
Yeah, that's going to come definitely in November. There's no doubt about that now.
I think that's prematurely.
No doubt they dropped the ball into this. Yep.
Unless they're doing it on purpose for this sole purpose that they don't want you to guess and see which direction it's going in. It's just going to be a fucking pipe bomb.
Yeah, but how do you explain the fact that Fatu beat the shit out of somebody he's supposed to align with? That's a work.
I don't know.
Oh, we just gotcha. We were just messing around. I don't know. I just
and then how do you defend making the tribal chief look extremely weak, and somebody who follows him looks unstoppable?
Yeah.
Did you see the memes of Roman in the corner when his eyes are rolling in the back of his head?
Yeah. Yep.
That was great.
So yeah, this is all like I said. The build for this is going to be epic. Survivor Series is going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be the next big one that's coming up.
I think Roman's going to get that Ulafala back, and then they're going to have to acknowledge him, like Solo said, and then that's when The Rock interjects himself and says, "I'm the tribal chief of this whole get up," and then that's maybe they go to the direction with him and Roman at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
But he's got to go through the gauntlet first.
Explain why, since Jey Uso showed up at Fanatics Fest, he's rocking a blue Ulafala.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit Corey's comment because I was
He's
going
the
to say
SmackDown
this before.
Ulafala king.
Corey's right. The 4-on-1 beating that Roman took doesn't make him look bad. It's just he looks just outnumbered. So,
Do you
and
see
yeah, he's
Cody
right.
coming to his rescue?
What's that?
You see Cody coming to his rescue?
To Roman's?
Yeah.
No, that's what
Maybe.
they're going to.
How-
I think that's where they reintroduced the Usos back into this whole thing.
Because when
That's where
he
Jey
came
comes
out, when Cody was in the
Right,
ring,
but how do you
And then
bring
just gave him
Jey
the
back
nod.
to Roman?
I don't know.
How do you bring Jey back to Roman? Have Cody help Roman.
That's true.
Jey
You're right.
trusts Cody.
True. I don't know.
It's going to be a mess.
I love having these conversations because before we used to be able to say, "Yeah, this is going to happen." Now there's so
And now you
many
don't
what
know.
ifs. Right? You don't know.
We
Corey's
can be
right.
talking about everything we're talking about, and it could be totally something different. And
Yep.
be like, holy
I
fuck,
mean,
I didn't see that coming.
They're making this bloodline look unstoppable right now.
Absolutely.
Triple H, I'm not going to lie, is a mastermind. He knows what he's doing. And he's not being held back now, so it's like total like chaos.
Yep. All right, this is a good question. Robbie, you answer this one. Do you like Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable being on Raw? He said some people seem mad about it. What do you think
No.
about this?
No, I think it makes them look weak. He's a nobody. I don't like Chad Gable. I think he looks like a wannabe Kurt Angle.
He's like the Kurt Angle you get off Temu.
Yeah. It's like they could have went bigger with like bigger names or something and made it more like, because at first they started trashing everybody and then it's like they just fixated on him. I think it's stale.
Yeah, well, the question is though, I think, and Corey just hit this. It's going to be on Raw. I think it should have been on a PLE. That's what the question is. Do you think they should fight on Raw for his debut match, or should it be at a PLE?
PLE.
I agree, 100%. And I agree with Robbie that you could have had somebody bigger, but to start him off because he's been on hiatus for so long. I don't care how much training you do. Your first match back in, you're going to have a little rust on you in front of all those people. So it's a catch-22, but I would still love to see him on a PLE for his debut match and let him shake the rust off there.
I got a question.
Oh no.
Sorry.
He's laughing already.
Would you rather see Bray Wyatt appear on Raw or on a PLE?
You still think he's alive, don't you? You still think he's alive, don't you?
Like you said, if somebody could pull it off, it's him.
Yeah.
You see how theatrical this shit is right now? Like it's like even their interviews in the back are like it's like a soap opera, a really really good soap opera. You never know; they might be.
I'm kind of with Corey on this. I think I like it on Raw. Bo Dallas hasn't been in the ring for how long? The Gable thing got stale quick.
It did.
I think when they go after the Judgment Day, that's when you'll see them.
That'd be perfect.
Him, Howdy Dom on a paper or a PLE, because Dom carries more than Gable does. I don't think Gable deserves a PLE.
I don't see Dominic and him fighting. I think I see him and the Demon fighting. Because if you noticed in the one Judgment Day Clubhouse,
that's true.
They had the Demon lunchbox or whatever it was on that shelf and then like a whole, like the rabbit was on the shelf and this and that. Because I was, like you said, Aaron, I go back and watch just for the subliminals. But Finn Balor said that they didn't want him using the demon or whatever, or they were going to use it too much, and then he said to be played out, and that was something only to bring out here and there, so it didn't go stale.
Well, you're going to see that come out with his rivalry against Priest.
That'd be nice, but it would be better with Howdy, I think. The two coming together.
I just think because
sick.
of all the built up heat with Priest Balor, that's the best one for it to come out in.
I like Finn Balor. I think they fucked him when he won the Universal title, and then he got injured and never gave him a chance to get it back.
Oh no!
What?
Oh, Jared got us with his stuff in the background there. Corey's right. Dom's got more than just his stuff with Priest. He actually turned on his family too. I think this Priest Dom thing is going to be great. Before we get there, what do you think the ultimate end game is for the Wyatt Six and Howdy? Because, like I said, I'm going to stick with this. Is going to be about a year-long thing. They're going to have to fine-tune it or morph it into something else. But long-term, where do you think this whole thing is going?
It can go anywhere. There's multiple. I heard Pat McAfee say, "Oh, this one turned on his family. This one left his family. Jey Uso left his family." It's like he got the Fireflies, so it can go anywhere. Really, they set that up to be spider webs like this. So if this goes stale, and then once that's done, they can wherever. Really.
Okay.
Who knows? Who knows?
What do you think, Justin? You're deep in thought.
He's thinking about AEW right now.
No,
Mohegan Sun.
there ain't nothing to think about there.
No, so let me ask you a question.
This conversation would have been over 50 minutes and 7 seconds ago.
Let me sidetrack here for a minute. AEW is going to be at Mohegan Sun. You got to go and just check it out.
Mm-mm.
Tickets are cheap.
No.
That's why I'm not wasting my money. They could
Maybe
give me
if
a
they
ticket.
give them away.
I still won't go.
Well, you just got to at least check out the product in person.
Nope. No desire.
Wow.
And maybe that's just me.
Why? And be one of what? One of 10 people there? No, I'm good.
I just don't have.
They're going to have it half blocked off.
I'm trying to figure out the words that I'm trying to use here. I don't have the knowledge of the product because I'm not that interested in it. So I'm going to go and it's like I'd find an indie company in West Michigan that I have no idea who these people are and go watch it. I'd have no interest in it whatsoever.
Well, it'd be like going to Comic-Con. You can see all the old heads. All the washed up wrestlers he took from WWE.
At least I know who they were, though.
Fat Chris
They're
Jericho.
only selling like 4,000 tickets.
Chris Jericho.
I will say this. We don't talk about AEW, but I will say this. I'm really disappointed because I thought when Jericho and Cody went over there, it was going to be a good product. Not a great product, but better than what it is.
Well, Cody's had it
back.
good.
Cody's back. Punk is back. It's only a matter of time before Jericho swallows his pride and says, you know what? I'm out.
I think he's toast.
See, I don't think Triple H will
talking
take
too
him.
much shit.
I don't think he'd take him either.
Too much shit about them.
I
see
don't
the
think
Young
he comes
Bucks
back
coming
to
over.
the WWE. I just think Jericho hangs it up and is done. No. I don't see him coming back either. I think he just hangs it up and says, I'm done.
Oh, yeah, no. I was talking to Robbie. I don't see the Young Bucks coming over. I don't see any use for them in WWE. They are terrible.
Oh, they're on that platform. Everybody's terrible because there's no storylines. They don't know how to tell a story.
Right. And
they can't keep with anything, really.
I've tuned in a couple of times and watching Sasha over there, whatever the fuck her name is over there.
Best in the world.
She's terrible. She's fucking terrible.
Did you see her?
They made her look amazing in WWE.
Did you see her botch Bret Hart's line best there is,
Yep.
the best there was, best there ever will be. She's like, the best there is, the best there is, or whatever she said. But I noticed it right away. I was like, you dumbass. And then he comes walking out. He should have just fucking put her in the sharpshooter.
Yeah, no, everybody over there is exposed. They're over there for a reason.
They have
And
better
Tony Khan
fights.
just pays them.
They have better fights
Yeah.
backstage with each other than they do on TV.
Correct. And that's
MJF
only caused because that was only ever caused because of CM Punk.
And Britt Baker and MJF just had it out backstage.
It was sad that their only storyline up until like July was CM Punk. That was the only thing that generated anything for him.
You know, I would have died if CM Punk came out on WWE TV and says, I'm still the AEW World Champion.
How
should've.
funny! How awesome would
Just
that
like
have been?
like Ric Flair came out. So when Ric Flair came out on WWE with that NWA heavyweight title, the WCW title, it was actually the NWA title. And I think they said that in an interview that it didn't really matter that he brought that belt out on WWE TV because it really meant nothing because NWA was done. That's the only reason
Right.
Vince let it on TV.
Corey,
And it didn't
Robbie,
have an emblem on it.
we just found out that Robbie is all elite. That's all.
Interesting.
Wow.
Back on track. Fuck AEW. Back to WWE. The real wrestling promotion.
So end game for the Wyatt Six.
I don't
Yeah,
I
think there
would
is
like
an
to
end game.
think something with the bloodline, but I don't think it's gonna get hot enough. I don't think the Wyatt Six is gonna get hot enough. I don't think that's their ceiling is that high.
So it's going to depend on how they're booked. Okay, here's my thoughts on this. If they continue booking them the way they are now, I don't think it goes anywhere. But I think they're just kind of dipping their toe in the water. I love it. I love how they're doing it. But they need to start up in their game with who they're going against. So I think at some point they're going to start putting them in like in the tag pictures, and I think they may put a strap on Howdy too, just to kind of test the waters and see where it goes.
There needs to be more matches at this point.
Yes,
There
they
needs
need to
be
wrestle
more
more.
proving that they need to be there.
Yes. Yep. They need
I
to
love the
wrestle more.
story, but like you got to get in there and do stuff with it.
Yep. Corey says the fans love the Wyatt. He doesn't understand that the Wyatt Six the fans love them right now. They do. I think it's the nostalgia factor for them, and it's the nostalgia factor for me. I was excited for this.
And it's
But-
starting to wear.
Correct. It's starting to fade a little bit, and they need to start making them wrestle more. You know, it's the same every time Gable's out there. You know what's going to happen.
Yep.
You know, so they got to switch it up a little bit, or they're going to lose this crowd real fast.
I think Bo Dallas needs to channel his inner Bray Wyatt because it is his brother. They know each other. Like, I mean, even Bray Wyatt said it. He's very the most underrated person that wrestles. Like, he's
Bo
a
is an
brilliant
exceptional wrestler.
Yeah,
He's an exceptional
brilliant.
wrestler.
Underrated. He said he has a mastermind for stuff. So if he can do what Bray Wyatt did with the mind games and the talking and the subliminal like words that he speaks, I think Bo Dallas would. You probably won't see the Wyatt Six. It'll just be Bo Dallas at that point.
Right. Corey
And that's
asked why-
probably what's going to happen.
Corey asked why I say it's fading and fans are still reacting overly positive. They are, Corey, and like I just said, the nostalgia factor's there. But if they continue to book them the way they are with Gable, and every time Gable's in the ring, the lights go dim and he comes out, they're going to lose interest. They got to do something. And there's small little hints, like they changed the mask on Bo. Did you see the difference in the mask that he was wearing this week?
Yeah,
He had a different mask on than the one
It
he's
was
been
like-
wearing.
it was weirder in the cheeks.
Yeah, well, it's actually covering his whole face. It looks like it's a little more comfortable. It's like they're testing it to see
If he can
if he's
wrestle
going to
with
be
it.
able to wrestle with it on. So I think that's the stuff that they're starting to slowly fade in there. So I don't know, but they got to do something to get off this Gable thing ASAP, or they're going to lose the whole thing.
I'm
That's what
surprised
And
they
I
didn't
think
have.
Raw might be the end of that. Hopefully.
I'm hoping.
I'm surprised Braun Strowman wasn't in that faction because he was an original.
Yep. See, Harley said the same thing. Just a nostalgia factor. They keep doing the same thing with the Wyatt Six every week. It'll definitely start to die out. Absolutely. And that's what we're hoping. They switch up a little bit here. Let them wrestle more. Get them out. Stop putting them at the 9. Right. It's always seems like it's right before the top of the 9 o'clock hour, like 10 minutes to 9. They're doing the Gable Wyatt segment, and it's like they got to change that up.
And then he
Change the
stands
timing.
around looking like a fucking idiot.
Yeah. He's
He
doing
does. He looks
his
like
best
Kurt Angle.
Angle.
He looked like Kurt Angle when he had a broken neck. Like,
Did you turn around to look and see if somebody was behind you before you swore, or you thought maybe Chad Gable was
no, I was pretending to be Chad Gable with Kurt Angle's broken neck.
there? Yeah,
He's just a doof.
he is a doof, but it's a good warm up, I guess, for him. So
He might want to go to AEW to warm up.
yeah,
I want
Alright,
to
what
see
else?
Gacy wrestle more.
yes,
He's good.
he's good. He's good.
You ever see him on the Indies?
No,
No.
Really good. You should check it out.
so what else you guys got? What else you want to discuss? I think we pretty much touched on everything that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Nia Jax. I can't stand her. She shouldn't even have the title. She's so animated when she talks. It's like she's reading off a cue card on the hard camera side.
And what is she wearing anymore? Please, no.
Something she shouldn't be.
I don't need to see that much.
Like she went into a tanning bed and they came out with white paint this past week.
Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, we haven't touched Judgment Day.
Judgment Day, we forgot. You're right.
Poor Rhea.
That'd be messed up if Rhea and Liv wind up together with Dominic. That'd be a thruple.
This is rated R show,
motherfucker.
not a rated X show. I'm not going
That
there.
motherfucker.
Justin's
What did I say?
jealous. Nothing. Justin's jealous of Dirty Dom because he's got both his
Oh.
girls.
Golly.
That's gonna.
I
be a
love
good
what
one,
they're
though.
doing there, though. That's gonna be
Yo,
awesome.
They're building a good feud
SummerSlam
with that.
when she threw her shoulder out and then popped it back in on the announcer's table was crazy.
Do you think that was intentional? I
No,
think
that
she's
was
like
just
double
total
jointed.
work. That's what I said when we were watching. I said to Jen, I said she's double jointed, but
Justin
she
said
played
the
that
same
off
thing.
perfect. She played that off perfect.
Yep.
Yep.
That was crazy though. She went. Oh, I was like, what the fuck?
I love how they made Priest watch Rhea just get fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
He stepped
Yep.
his game up on his mic too.
He did.
He's good when
That's
he's
why
angry.
I was shocked.
When he's
I was
angry,
shocked they took the belt
Perfect.
off of him.
Nah, he wasn't ready. He was
Starting to get so hot though.
Yeah, but now that he doesn't have the belt, it's like Triple H had it in his mind. He's like, all right, let me take the belt off him. Then he'll be hungry and pissed. And then with that whole feud, and he's 10 times better on the mic.
Yeah.
It's probably just a build to get him some experience. I think it was too soon.
Poor Rhea.
I feel like we're in an elevator right now. It's that awkward silence where no one knows what to say.
Don't talk about elevators. I have a bad experience. when we were at Mania, so we kept going back to the truck to put stuff in, and they'd hit the button, and I'd stand there, and I was just so much to take in. I wasn't paying attention, so every time I heard the ding and the doors open, I'd go to walk out, and it was the wrong floor. So the last time it happened, Lee and Sammy hit the 9th floor, and I got out on like the 3rd floor, and they hit the close button, and I had to run up all them flights of stairs.
Oh my god!
Gotcha, bitch.
I got there like 2 seconds after they stepped out of the elevator. I was out of breath.
Were you in costume for the Mania?
The first day we got dressed in the parking lot, in the parking garage, and then walked like it took us like over an hour to walk to South Street to Suplex Vintage Wrestling. And then I didn't do it. I didn't do it for Mania, no, because they said it was going to be cold, but it was actually nice out. I should have. I kind of missed the opportunity.
Yeah, that's all right.
I would have never got out of there if I did. It'd have been a shit show.
And that's what Aaron and I said Sunday. Like, if you were there, if you'd have dressed up, you wouldn't have been able to see shit.
I would have still been at
You would have been
242nd Street in the Bronx taking pictures.
You would have been taking pictures inside all day.
Yeah,
No,
you
I'm
wouldn't
saying
have been
'cause
able to.
my parents live in Yonkers, so I would go to the 242nd in the Bronx, which is like 10 minutes from their house, get on that train and go to I can get off right in Times Square, but I'd be taking pictures all day. I'd probably miss my stop.
Yeah, you would never get to experience anything there. You'd just be stopped all day.
Well, you should have seen it at Wachovia or Mohegan Sun when I just wore my jumpsuit with the mustache and the wig.
We saw you.
We were there.
I went to get food with Peyton, and it's like, hey, can I take a picture with you today? Can I take a picture? She's like, yeah, why are everybody taking pictures with you? I was like, because I'm Hulk Hogan, brother.
Yeah, we saw you when you were coming down to your seat in the arena itself. And I said to Justin and Corey, this poor fucker, he can't even move. Like, maybe he's
Those
regretting
kids
doing
behind
this.
us geeked out when you came over.
The kids behind me were sitting there like this, taking pictures around me. Can I take pictures with you? I'm like, I don't mind. I'll do it because it just makes everybody happy. But I'm trying to get food, and it's like, can I take a picture with you?
If they do the Titantron next year at FanFesto, we have to dress up, even if it's for a little while, and do it.
I'll do it the whole time. But I will
I'm
tell
down.
you, them boots to walk.
We do have
like
to see if
3
they have the
miles.
Bushwhackers. That'd be great.
I said, Robbie, I told Justin we should have came out to the Bushwhackers theme song.
That
doing
would
our
have been
hands like
hilarious.
this. And we were gonna do the Jey Uso Yeet thing, and we never did it.
Did people remember to wear deodorant at FanFest?
It wasn't, yeah.
Yeah.
And to be
It wasn't
honest
bad.
with you,
'Cause I'll tell
for
you
the
what.
amount of people that were there, it wasn't compact to the point where you couldn't move. There was enough that
Right.
people were doing. They sold only a certain number of tickets, which was smart. And you were able to, I mean, lines were not long. We weren't pushing and shoving to get around. I mean,
The
even
hardest,
baseball
part to
tables,
get through was the autograph area and the picture area.
and that's where everybody was. I mean, the lines for the autographs were crazy for the wrestlers. Peyton Manning's line was very long, but I understood why. So, but no, it was really easy to move around.
Mania
so I
was
was pleasantly surprised.
Mania wasn't bad when we got into FanFest Fanatics. It was just the lines for like to do the entrance were long. The panels were kind of like packed and stuff like that. It wasn't too bad. I was just trying to take it all in. It was like crazy.
Yeah.
And you're like, what do I look at? What do I look at?
And
That's
like
what
I
she
said, there was so much that we missed and didn't go to. All the panels they had down in the theater, the podcast that they had going on. It was just next
sensory
year's got to
overload.
be a 3-dayer.
Did you see
It's got to
Dana
be
White?
all three.
Did you see Dana White there?
No, he was there before
No.
us. We missed Punk.
The UFC ring, way softer than I would have thought it was.
Yeah,
yeah,
half the fighters that get into them.
You're right. That ring was like pillow topped almost. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like a pillow.
How was the
top
wrestling
mattress.
ring? How was the wrestling ring? Same thing.
They didn't have one.
They didn't have a wrestling ring. It was the UFC ring we
no.
were in. Yeah. We were
It
originally
would
going
have
to take
been
a
cool
picture.
if they had a wrestling ring.
I was going to
They
take
did
a
have-
picture of me laying on the mat and Justin standing over me like he knocked me out. But
They did at Fanatic FanFest, but you weren't allowed to go in it.
yeah, no, this was just the UFC cage that was up. So
It was really cool, though.
it was awesome. 3 days.
I'm
next
going
year.
next year. Yeah.
3
Airbnb.
days.
Yep, all three.
Airbnb. Don't do a hotel. It's going to be too expensive. And you literally probably have to book it like now.
It won't be expensive for me. We'll chat off stream.
42nd
got
Street's
you.
not a red light district anymore, Aaron.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Although I did tell Justin, hey, listen, this is prime real estate for hookers right now. And then
It is a very green district.
and he made us walk way
Oh,
too
yeah.
far than we should have to get into the Javits Center.
We just walked around the building, okay?
We could have literally walked half a block to get in. We walked around the entire building to get in.
I'm not
It's a
going to
big
lie.
fucking building.
If you took the bus out of Honesdale, it takes you right into Port Authority, and Javits Center's right next door. You don't have
It
to worry
wasn't
about
a-
parking and all that crazy stuff.
I think I only paid $30 to park the car. And it was awesome because we got there first thing in the morning. And then when we were walking back, we got to the parking garage and my car was literally the second car in. And the guys that were parked in front of us walked right in before we did.
Did you go
We
through
were
the Lincoln
literally-
Tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much was that?
I haven't got the bill from Easy Pass shit. I don't know.
It's
be like
17 and change. I did it a couple months ago.
One
And
way.
then,
Yeah, it's only one charge.
and then when you drive around the city, they hit you with the congestion charges with the cameras on the posts.
Oh, I'll send that.
We
bill
didn't
to
really have to
Justin.
drive around the city though.
I'm going to send that bill to Justin.
Your GPS?
That's going to be defaulted on. No.
Justin still owes me $20 for his Pete Alonso card because his
I
fucking
do.
credit card
I
wasn't
do.
working.
You still owe me my
No,
Jason
because they
Dominguez
weren't
card.
taking credit cards.
Robbie, I still have your Jason Dominguez card for you. You didn't come to the game, but I have it for you. I really do.
I know.
So,
I thought it was going to rain.
no, we had a good day.
Absolutely not,
I was
Christopher.
at the barber shop.
Should have taken the escalator.
Absolutely not.
There was a couple. Justin went on them. I was proud of him.
Oh no, those ones are fine.
The little
Normal
ones.
escalators, I'm good with. That escalator he's talking about, absolutely not. The one to get up from the subway to right outside the Javits Center, no.
Yeah.
Did you trip over it?
That fucker straight up and down for about 600 feet. No, thank you.
Nope. Nope.
By the time we got to the top, I was at a 90-degree angle.
So
Nice.
So did they say they're going to have that every year there now?
I don't see why they wouldn't.
I don't
with
see
the
how they
turnout.
can't. Yeah. They'll probably raise the price a little bit, but I don't see how they can't not do it.
Was it
And
Michael
even the
Rubin?
price, it wasn't bad for everything they gave you.
No.
Michael Rubin is the Fanatics Fan Fest CEO.
I have no
He's the one that has those white parties in the Hamptons. I'm pretty sure. He's a cool dude. He was talking to everybody.
All right, so
He's
this
making
just
a fuck ton of money.
this just hit me, Justin. I have a serious question, and you got to answer this on the spot. You have to pick one destination for next year, and you already know what I'm going to say.
Fanatics
Would you-
Fest.
I was going to ask if you want to go to the 2 days of SummerSlam or the 3 days of FanFest.
Was it SummerSlam or Mania? Oh no, it was SummerSlam.
SummerSlam,
Where's that at?
No, Fanatics Fest.
Minnesota. Yeah, I'm with you.
Fan Fest.
Yeah, it's so much. I can't tell you how much.
It's
I
it's
enjoy it.
everything.
Yeah, it's
SummerSlam
football.
would be awesome, but that's everything would be wrestling. Like Fanatics Fest, bro, you got me into cards, and I fucking hate it.
I'm hooked. I buy them all the time.
Yep, it's bad.
I just got to learn how to flip them. That's it.
Don't touch
You
them
gotta
with your
s-
fingers.
You got to sit on them for a little while. We'll have another show.
I'm just talking
baseball
about like
cards.
shit that I have. Just trying to 10 or 50 cents to $1. I don't give a shit. Just get rid of them.
Yeah.
That Tom Glavine, that Greg Magus card I pulled is $15.
So this will be a nice little segue then. So this coming Monday on the Variety Show, we have Christopher Passatieri, who is a sports photographer for Getty Images. He's going to be joining the show, and some of his images were in the 2024 Topps Chrome set for baseball. I actually messaged him today, and he was covering the Mets game in New York City. But he did say to me, "Hey, I'm at a Mets game, but I'll see you Monday." So he's going to be on. We'll have a conversation with him about the sporting events and the photography aspect. And
You think he's got connections to get his cards?
bro, that's not
one-on-ones signed.
That's not why we have guests, gentlemen.
Daddy, chill.
We have guests to talk about their experiences, not personal gain. But
Justin,
we can
no
ask.
hand jobs. No hand
Got any
jobs,
samples?
Justin.
No,
Some
but
of
it was
these
pretty.
breaks. Oh,
It was pretty cool that I ran across him in one of the baseball groups that I'm in on Facebook, and he was talking about how his pictures got in, and somebody actually tried to call him out and say he was full of shit, and then he freaking posted his pictures that were in the set with the copyright, everything, the watermark on his photos. So it's going to be a cool conversation. I can't wait to talk to him. That's going to be a lot of fun.
You should tell him to take a picture of you and get it put on a card.
we
Yeah.
could have done that.
We could have done that. What was it, $60 for a one of ourselves
Yeah.
next year?
And then get a PSA.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
start saving for this
No,
for next year. Yep.
They put
Yep.
it in a slab
This next
for
year.
you.
Fuck SummerSlam.
They charge
And they grade it.
They
grade
charge
it.
PSA charges $25 per card, and it's a 45-day turnaround.
Well, it depends on how much the card is valued too. If it's a higher value card, the price goes up. So
But do you have to insure that when you send it to them?
that's why the price goes up.
Yeah, but so I see these guys. Oh, I got a
Sounds like
Mickey
you have
Mantle.
experience.
I got a Mickey Mantle card. This like the Mickey Man, the 52 Mickey Mantle. Like, would you really send that out through the mail to get graded? It's an $18 million card.
Well,
I wouldn't.
I'm not going to tell this whole story, but I talked to Justin on the way to the city. I had 6 cards that were pretty valuable that I sent to PSA. And once it hits a certain threshold for value, they charge you more and insure it to come back. So I got hit with quite a hefty fee for PSA to grade them. But because the declared value is up so high, that they have to insure it for that value to come back. So
I couldn't tell you how many Jordan cards I had when I was a kid that are probably worth a ridiculous amount of money, and I ain't got them no more.
we all
were
have that
kids.
story.
We
We all have those stories, but I was thankful enough to save a few, 6 like the Wyatt 6, and was able to turn them into a decent amount of moolah. So
When Bray
I'm
Wyatt
happy
comes
about it.
back, it's going to be the Wyatt 7.
No, it'll be the Wyatt 8 because Alexa will already be
Alexa
Oh,
will be
yeah.
back.
Alexa will
Yeah.
already
Oh,
be
yes.
back.
Speaking of that, where do you think she comes into the mix at?
Well, she was pregnant, so her husband obviously came in her. Anyway,
They said she's been practicing that twist of fate or whatever. Oh, shit! She's coming.
we'll see. I don't know what she's going to do. Maybe she doesn't come back to the Wyatts. Who knows?
That'd be funny. She
see.
come back and beef with Nikki Cross.
Yeah, we'll see. So, all right, you guys got anything else?
I'm good.
No, we had everything on wrestling and talked.
We
We could have done a whole show on FanFest.
basically did. We've been on here for an hour and a half talking about everything, and FanFest just keeps coming up. But maybe we do an NDT day at the FanFest. Just
Yo,
have
count me
everybody
in.
buy
Count-
tickets.
Count me in for next year.
Justin was talking about getting media passes to get in there. Could you imagine if they let us have a table?
Could you imagine a day with the Bulkster?
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
Like I said, bro, you wouldn't be able to go anywhere dressed like that.
yeah.
I
Robbie, no
might-
disrespect. I would leave you in the corner and just walk away.
I might
if
have
you're gonna
to
dress like that, pick a day and don't plan to meet
Oh, no,
anybody
I
or
wouldn't-
get anything signed.
I wouldn't do it every day. It would just be for one day, but I might go as heel Hogan, so I might have to get my get up changed.
I'll tell you what, here's the deal. If you go on Friday next year and you're going to dress up as the Bulkster, I will figure out a wrestler to dress up as, and I will do it with you. And we
All
can do
right.
the whole Titantron. Justin can come and do, I'm sure he's going to dress up as Bray Wyatt. So
When I seen
We could
Tom
do-
Brady go through the Hulkamania
Nah,
one,
I'd
I was
have to
like, you
shave for the-
motherfucker.
I'd have to shave for the Bushwhackers, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah, no, don't shave for the Bushwhackers. Dude, you'd make more of a better Bray anyway.
You can go as Braun Strowman, just wear stilts.
So
That would be so uncomfortable all day.
we got a year to plan this out, boys. So it'll be a good time. So
Yeah,
It's
let
gonna
me
be so
know.
much fun.
but in the meantime, we have a lot more stuff coming up this coming year. I'm excited to keep going. We got a lot of guests coming up, a lot of stuff we're going to do with the show. We got to get another couple get-togethers together. Yeah, I'm good for tonight, boys. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
No, sir.
Jared, are you prepared on the buttons back there to get us out of here? He started looking at the computer like shit. He just called me out. All right, guys, thank you once again for joining us, Robbie.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
so
me.
much for having us. Yes, Johnny, we are going to get in the parade. I got to get a hold of the JCs because the form to register us is not on the website. So I got to email somebody and ask them where that form is. But we'll get that done. So guys, pay attention to that. If that's it, Robbie, don't go away. We'll hang out for a few minutes when we're done. So
All right.
Justin,
Later.
later.
Peace.